If anybody's out there. If you're out there. Let me tell you something. We're working on it. Connor's taking a poop. Connor's taking a poop. Poop, 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 poop. Connor's taking a poo. Everybody knows you as the poo-poo man. Hey, Connor, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me? Everybody knows you as the poo-poo guy. I've been saying on the stream, waiting for you to show up, that you're the poo-poo guy. What? I've been saying on the stream, because we're streaming right now, we're waiting for you, that you're the poo-poo guy.
Make that title.
You ready to start the podcast?
Oh, yes. I am.
And we're live.
Right.
So, episode 43, hopefully it works this time. Connor, you want to give me a mic check real quick? Make sure I can hear you.
Hello, hello.
Say it again.
Hello, hello.
All right, we can hear you. All right, we got a podcast going right now. Yeah. So we did episode 43 earlier in the week, but it didn't look so good. So then this time what we're doing is we are streaming it. And now there's a box that follows my face. Look at that.
What is that?
It's a ghost, dude. Welcome to the ghost life.
Damn. Well, I'd like to say happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
For anyone listening, it's Jacob's birthday.
Yes, everybody should be listening.
Which means you are 27?
Wow, can't even
28.
get the number right.
28.
28. 28,
Yeah.
and 28 feels good, dude. I got over the 27 where people die. Now I'm in 28, and turns out I'm not a rock prodigy. But I'm here, and I'm feeling it. Yeah, no, it's a great day so far. I'm glad we were able to fit a podcast in, because tomorrow, where are you going? You going to go plant some trees?
Yep. That's the plan.
Wow. Nice. So with Options for Dummies, it's a podcast hosted by myself and my brother, and we just talk about stock options, whether you're buying calls, you're buying puts, if you have the money to sell calls and puts. But on our Monday episode, which was not put up as a podcast, we did live stream it. Me and Connor were both kind of bearish on what would happen, and then we both said Tuesday was going to be a bad day, and it was real bad. And then right now, it just kind of makes me sick to my stomach, just looking at it. It's like, I understand. Hey, stocks go up, right? But to lose $6 and then for it to gain $6 the following day is just like, okay, obviously we're playing a game that's meant for one type of person. Whoever's got the money to bring up whoever's got the money is creating the price. So I see S&P, they're doing great. What'd you have for Fanastock? You had Microsoft?
Yeah.
Let's see, Microsoft's Microsoft's been sitting around to 200, like for a couple weeks now. You know, if you picked them up on Monday, you've gained $2. I picked the VIX and I just haven't done anything. So I mean, you might win Fantastonk this week. Um, what's Fantastonk for the listeners out there, bud?
Fantastonk is a weekly competition between Jacob and I, where we both pick our stock that we think is going to do well during that week, and we see who's winning. And we've been doing this for a while. We haven't done it the past couple weeks, I don't think, but we're back on it with this week. And my choice was Microsoft, and he chose VIX, which is kind of a it's very the Bears love that stock, which is surprising coming from Jake. Seems like you would. Seems like that was a move I would make, because I would think I'm more of a bear than you are. But yeah. So Jake picked the VIX. He expects it to be a rough week, and that it has not been. It has been
I
a
think the
really
worst
great
news
week.
has already been priced in this week.
Yeah, I mean we're up 3.5%. Since last Friday. Um, Even since just Monday, we're up 1.5%. So things are trending upward in the markets. I heard something
What'd
say
you hear?
that Donald Trump like kind of retraced his stimulus comments.
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
he's told Pelosi. He goes, "Hey, I'm ready to send something out for people just to get checks."
Hmm.
Of course, because it benefits him.
Yeah, of course, right. And I'm pretty sure Pelosi said no, right?
I mean, they didn't make a move on it. So for me, if I was in Pelosi's shoes, I see that as a form of desperation. Oh, you're telling me you're willing to pass this thing? Well, of course you are, because then people can get another check in the mail lettered by you. So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think if we were, 1 month into his next term, I don't think we'd be hearing about this at all. This is definitely a election points grab for sure. I think he kind of panicked. He realized that by pushing off stimulus talks, a lot of people didn't like that. And this is kind of his last ditched effort to bring it back. And uh, so we'll see what happens there. It feels like we've kind of been in a standoff for a while now. So I'd be surprised if anything got done by um, November whatever it is, the second Tuesday in November. And voting starts soon. It starts like 5 days
in
from now,
Texas,
right? I mean, some
you
people,
can do early voting starting Tuesday.
yeah. So it's getting down to crunch time for them. They already said that they're not going to have another debate, or that the next one is not going to happen.
Donnie said he just doesn't want to do it if it's virtual. So that what Biden's probably going to do is do a town hall for him. So yeah, it's not going to be a debate. I mean, what's Donnie going to say? If you're, that's what I was thinking about this morning. I was like, if you're undecided, like, what are you undecided on? Like
Mhm.
they're polar opposites, except it's like I guess last election was they were polar opposites, but this time we have 4 years. We see what happens 4 years with one guy. Does that follow through with the other guy? And um, I don't know. I sure. I mean, don't have another debate. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't surprise me.
No, I would love to not have another debate, because that was just atrocious. They had the vice president debate last night. Did you watch that, Jake?
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. You see the fly?
Yeah, that's like the only thing I saw. I heard that
It was so
um
funny. Kamala's face when she saw that fly, you could tell she saw that fly. And she's like, "I'm not going to say a damn thing."
Yeah.
It's so great.
Right. What are the odds it just lands perfectly on his
Right,
head?
and it just stays there. That's the weird thing. It just stayed there for like 2-3 minutes, and you're like, don't flies just like leave surfaces?
Does that does that fly? Does that fly swing votes?
I don't know. I don't even know what that fly just last night. I think what happened last night was Kamala knew memes and gifs spread, and her facial expressions and her like how she communicated, like she broke down things and looked directly in the camera. Those are gifs. Those are
Mm-hmm.
memes, and
Mm-hmm.
I think she understood that, and I would say last night was more of a meme gif thing. Um, did it move the markets? It seems like from all of what I've seen is the market's already pricing in that Biden's gonna win. I saw he has like a three fourths 75% chance winning or something.
Yeah, he's got a big lead in the polls, but as we've seen before, that doesn't really mean too much. Yeah, I mean, it seems like is that priced in though? Because if that is priced in, I mean, great. I mean that really didn't. There really wasn't even a big sell off. I mean, we're still sitting close to all time highs, so clearly we're not going to the gutter or anything with the market. So I guess that's a good sign, and that might be good for Biden because I think that's telling investors that like, hey,
We're
if this
okay with
guy,
him.
yeah, we're okay with him. But possibly the damage is worse with Trump, right? So um, hopefully that narrative, if that starts shifting, then I think Biden for sure will win hands down. But another debate, I don't need to see it. I mean, I feel like most people already know who they're voting for, and they're so polar opposite that I can't imagine there's that many people that are like still on the fence. Um,
Right. Who's on the fence? So that brings me to the market, right? I think me saying this, buy calls. That's how I feel. Like I feel like worse is priced in. With a presidential, they're not going to have another hiccup on another debate, and if they do, I mean it's priced in that they won't. And the stimulus checks, it's on the table. I guess it's the only carrot, but we know like it seems like that's not going to happen until after the election.
mhm.
So, to me, I would buy calls, and I would buy calls in energy because if Biden's already got, so there's an ENPH, end phase solar power. I mean, if there's already an idea that Biden's going to win, and I think, I think, what was it? There was a moment. It was that tweet where he said, "I'm not going to talk about stimulus until after the election." That's when I felt like Donald Trump lost the election. At that moment, I this whole podcast I've been like, he's going to get it. He's going to get it. That moment, I think we're going to see Biden, and you're better off just buying calls and energy or solar or technology because we're going in that direction.
Mary Jane.
Yeah, last night Kamala was like, "Hey, we're going to decriminalize pot
Mm-hmm.
or decriminalize pot arrests." I forgot the exact wording, but she basically
Mm-hmm.
said people that have been arrested off pot, they're going to get their records expunged, and I'm pretty sure they said decriminalize pot. So, I mean, what was that weed ETF that you were talking about?
Oh yeah, there's some cannabis ETF. I forget what it's called, but you'll find it if you just look up cannabis in Robinhood. Yeah, I mean, I took a look at weed stocks the other day, and it seemed like they were still, as low as they were
Yeah, they did
months
say
ago
that.
when I made that suggestion. But I mean, if we get closer to a Biden election, I could see a turnaround for them. They've kind of been bleeding for the last several years now. But and I don't really know too much about that, what businesses they're in. But I imagine like a cannabis manufacturer will do exceedingly well if they, legalize it nationwide. Especially if they maybe take out some regulations and make it a little easier to be profitable in those businesses. I think we'll start seeing good growth with them, but I don't know. I mean, that's a big if. I definitely wouldn't want to like buy and hold those stocks, but
Yeah.
could be a could be a potentially good call, long term call.
Uh, I think yeah, it's definitely like if we would go in that direction, but I'm more of a fan of, it's like investing in Bitcoin. It's like it's this thing that you see, but it doesn't, it's not acknowledged, right? So like these weed stocks really can't make a profit if they're only operating in states, not rather like a whole country. And then there's all these costs that probably come with different taxing on stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
and I've thought this since the beginning. They should have just he should have legalized it in the summer to help pay for all this money that we're spending to for stimulus. I mean, that would have been the smartest thing in the world. I mean, who are you holding back?
I think a lot of Republicans are against legalizing
Yeah.
marijuana, so you could potentially be looking at pissing off some of your fan base. But I mean, I guess if both candidates are okay with legalizing weed, then they don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah. Yeah, and to I think what's kind of there's a lot of smoke being thrown. Like last night, there was smoke in saying like trying to get Kamala to get a straight answer. Are they going to open up a 10th seat for the Supreme Court? Because if Amy Corset or whatever gets approved, then she wants to publicly. She has publicly said on record, "I want to we should overturn Roe versus Wade," and those kind of things I think are distractions. I think just if we're just looking at the market, those things really don't affect the market too much. And shoot, man, I'm looking at all this. I'd say buy. And then the new consoles come out, like Microsoft. The new consoles come out next month. Buy calls on Microsoft that expire in December. I think that would be a freaking money move. Let's take a look how much that would cost really quick. Oh no, my internet browser closed down. What is it? Could you do it on your computer?
What do you want me to look up?
Look at Microsoft calls that expire in December, and let's say a 235 target. I think that's a pretty high ask. Maybe like because Microsoft doesn't move too much.
Yeah, yeah, they're all reliable.
You just been inching. The reason why you're winning is because they just hold the price.
Yeah, I mean, I should have chosen, another business because I mean, I should have just chosen Spy. Honestly, Spy's doing really well. Let's see, trying to log in. Do I not even know my own password?
He doesn't even know his own password. He doesn't even know who his own father is.
That's not true. Okay, we're verifying my identity. I don't know if this is because I got it right or because I keep getting it wrong.
He doesn't even know his own password.
Boom. We're in. All right, Microsoft, where you at? Did you hear about the uh the people who were arrested for the plot to kidnap the Michigan governor?
No, that's awesome. What happened?
Yeah, 13 people got arrested because the feds, like, I guess somehow snuffed out a plot to kidnap the Michigan governor.
She's a Democrat, I thought.
I don't know.
What do they want with her?
I don't know. What do you want with any politician? I guess to
Give me the give me the ticket into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. I'll give you anything.
maybe they want to find out if aliens exist.
Hey, we're gonna steal this governor. You in or you out?
Are you looking for a 2 week expiration or?
I'm looking for no. See something for December.
Oh wow, okay, December 18th. Getting a call that expires December 18th on Microsoft. I mean, you could get if you get a strike price of fucking two 210, it's gonna cost you 1328 per contract, so over $1,000.
$1,300 for two
Yeah.
ten. That's pretty good, and it expires in December.
So the break even would be 223.28, which I think is an all time high for them. That might even be
Oh, so you have to hit 228.
223.28. Yeah, that's what you have to hit just to get your money back, which
$1,300, dang.
I think that's awful. I think that's a horrible deal. And you know what? I would even say a smart thing to do would be selling this type of call because this isn't gonna happen, man.
I don't know. It could happen.
Like selling those calls for Spy to hit like 270 or 370, dude, I think that's easy money.
It works until it doesn't work.
The premiums are just so high, man. It's like we're not going that far up. I'd be shocked if we kept, you know, flying through the air like that. I think what would be good for the markets is just for them to stay where they are for a while because
I agree.
they've had a ridiculous, maybe even unhealthy growth to this point. And to sit here and say we want more like that just sounds greedy and unrealistic. And listen, man, the stock market is on average all time history. I believe there's a 7% average return in the stock market.
How crazy was that tweet I sent you the other day?
Oh yeah, what?
Wait, it was like a 760% chance of making money if you buy at the end of the day, and then selling in the morning rather than buying in the beginning of it was like minus almost a minus 100%, right? Chance of gains if you buy in the beginning of the day and sell. You're getting the tweet. The tweet's good. The tweet is our philosophy over here.
Yeah, it's it's crazy. I mean, why don't we just do that? Why don't we just keep doing that?
Since you're not reading the tweet and it sounds like I'm making stuff up, I'm going to get the tweet out because I can find it. All right, here we go. Buying SPY at open and selling at close every day, holding it during the trading day, you have a negative 13.9% return. And this is since 1993. If you buy SPY at close and sell next open, so you're just holding overnight, that's a 634.2% gain historically. That's a huge. I mean, like that's where you could see how FOMO hits. You know, people like fall into it and they think it's going to be the thing, but you'd rather just be consistent, right?
That is really wild. You wonder if I mean if there's been such a glaringly obvious pattern like this, like why haven't people caught on to this? Like this seems almost like an arbitrage opportunity for people, if you have a lot of capital, just to buy at close and then sell in the morning. I don't know. That seems like it seems like that strategy would have paid off pretty well. 634.2%. I mean, you would have had to sell. Well, so you would have had to buy right before close and sell first thing in the morning, right?
All right.
I mean,
Yeah,
for
you miss out
634.
of that $6 gain if it happens during the day, but at least you get that automatic like $2 gain on SPY or $1 gain on SPY when it happens.
That's so weird how that works. Because I mean, I guess I can understand because I have noticed that, especially during this pandemic, that we would see, like the pumps in the morning and then it would kind of bleed off as the day went on. Um, so that I can kind of see that, but man, that seems like a trading strategy if it continues.
So let's move into trading strategy because I really want to bring this episode to a close. Is there a stock that you want to recommend for people to look into going up until Monday? You're the stock guy. I'm throwing it on over to the stock guy.
You want to know from the stock guy
Hey, stock guy.
what's gonna happen? You want to know what's gonna happen?
Stock guy.
All right. Okay. I think in uncertain times, like we are in, it might, and if you just got to buy a stock and it's not VIX, I think I'd go with something like Walmart. That's a company that has, I think it might even have a negative beta ratio, which means it's a defensive stock. It's good in, economic downturns. If you're looking to just buy and hold the stock for the next year or two, I like Walmart. I think they're, if the market goes down, they're going to outperform most stocks. So at that point, it's just like trying to find something safe, and if markets continue to go up like they are, then, you'll still get some money. But I think at this point,
Walmart is a great suggestion. That was a curveball. I didn't see you throwing that one.
you didn't think I'd say something smart.
No, this is the Dummy Up podcast. So
It is a Dummies podcast. I will say that, yeah, we're not. I mean, Walmart. I mean, just look at their 5-year graph, man. They just keep tearing through. They know nothing but up, man. They're the real deal. They're the real deal, Holyfield. So yeah, that's my take. You got to go back to work.
Well, I wanted to eat some pumpkin pie. Seeing it
It is
was
your
my
birthday,
birthday
man.
and stuff.
You eat whatever you want to eat, man. Go get you that pumpkin pie.
I want to get me that pumpkin pie.
Don't even feel bad about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
So, where are we at with markets before we close? What are we at? We're at 343. Damn. SPY's at 343?
Sounds about right.
Dang. That's crazy. Well, I say by calls, I would say by next time's episode, we're going to be seeing about 346, 340. Yeah, I'd say 346 is pretty safe to be at. But now it's time to buy calls. And I don't know. That's just what I got to say about this episode.
So you have to say about it?
So, are you bearish or bullish?
Bearish.
All right, I'm bullish. All right. Well, that was episode 43. And we'll see you guys back on Monday.
All right, man.
You're not going to sing to me or anything?
What's up?
You're not going to sing to me or anything? I'm kind of hurt.
You want me to sing for you?
Nah, it's all right. I'm already hurt.
The damage is already done.